Well, here we are. Things have just got a whole lot tougher, but I'm not giving up yet. We got work to do, and I'm going to do that. Have a look where we're at here. Here's the sawmill shed, or at least soon to be sawmill shed, I hope. We've got rafters up on the back. I still need to cut rafters for up top here. That's exactly what we're going to do here today. Now, unfortunately, the weather is just cold enough at night that it snows, but it's warm enough during the day, like just above freezing, that the ground's not freezing solid. And so what we end up getting is a whole bunch of muck. This is completely mud. I can't even drive through here very easily, and it's just making things pretty miserable. Now, this is nothing. There is a lot worse mud down that way, and so it's making things quite difficult. But I'm not brand new to this. I've been through this before, so we'll get through it. We just got to keep moving ahead. So what we're going to do here, just before the next snowfall comes, and I know it's coming, I looked at the forecast, we're going to cut up this white pine, and this white pine is going to make up a bunch of rafters. This white pine, a little bit bigger than normal. It was on a trail that had to get widened, and so this came down, and well, I think it's going to provide quite a few rafters out of it. We're at about 15 inches or 16 inches at the small end, a little bit bigger down here, and there's two parts to this, so we'll get that cut up here today. I think I'm going to start keeping the lumber as well inside the shed, otherwise it's going to freeze solid there. But fingers crossed, let's hope by time next week rolls around, the temperatures are getting cold enough so the ground starts freezing. That way I can actually come through and clear the snow. At this point, if I push the snow out of the way, I just end up rutting everything because everything is so soft still. So such is life. We'll continue on. Here we go. Okay. That's on. You'll notice right here you got the snowflake and you've got the sun. Well, we're probably due to put it over to the cold temperature. Well, that right there has pretty much been the name of the game over the last several weeks. Mud. We don't typically get a mud season, at least not in the winter. We get a solid winter, but we haven't had the cold temperatures, and any snow that does fall, it ends up just making the ground more wet instead of sitting there as snow. And by making it more wet and having the ground not frozen, we end up with these mud pits, and this is certainly not the only one. I have several doozies out there, and there's not a lot I can do until the cold temperatures set in. I could take on a full-on excavation adventure, but I'm not up for that at this point. As you can see behind me, I've got one heck of a job ahead of me, getting those rafters in place and the roofing steel up. So I better keep at that project one at a time. I'm hoping over the next few weeks we get that cold stretch. And if we get that cold stretch, all of this will freeze up solid, and I'll forget about it at least until the spring rolls around when our official mud season kicks off. What we've got here, we took that log, the white pine log, we made some 2x8s. That's going to be the rafters that I put up over my shoulder here. We'll get that up hopefully before too long. That right there, that log is the top of the log you saw just a moment ago. I'll get some of the mud cleaned off that, and then we'll saw that one up. Unfortunately, it's got a bit of a at the end there, so we're going to miss out on a few boards there. But I'm hoping between that log and this log, we end up with enough rafters that I can start cutting out the birds' mouths and all that and get those into place before long. At some point or another, I'm going to be probably knee deep in snow as opposed to knee deep in mud. And well, I don't know if that's better or worse. I think it's better. Anyways, let's just duck around here for a second. There was something new I wanted to show you. You probably haven't seen these on the channel before. These right here are brand new forks. Farmer Equipment Sales set me up with a set of their new forks. They're actually making these here in Ontario, Canada. And they're a design by Kevin Farmer who operates Farmer Equipment Sales. And he has some features on here that I've been sort of thinking about for a really long time, but I couldn't find anywhere that sort of sold it right from the store. You often had to add stuff on after the fact. What I'm talking about is this. Look at these grab hooks here. There's one here and there's one here. But not just that, you can also see we've got a spot. You can put a trailer hitch in there for a receiver, so you can pull that around. You don't have to put anything over the end of the fork, which I have to do. That's quite nice. I can just pop these forks off easily and then put my hitch in there, and away I go. Move my trailers around. The other thing I like with these grab hooks is this. There's a little bit of a pocket here. You see that? There's a little bit of a pocket here that I can just leave a little short length of chain in, and they don't fall out. They sit right down in there. These chains have been in there for a little while. And the other nice thing, I just noticed this now, it's got a drain hole. So that's not going to fill up with water and, just rust things out. It'll drain on its own. Aside from that, just some small things here. Now, obviously, this is on a tractor, but skid steers, you often see grip right there if you have to step over to get into the tractor, into the skid steer. In my case, don't really need that, but it's nice to have if you're using it for a different machine. Aside from that, that's the unit there. Great visibility here, I'm noticing, compared to what I'm used to. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to put these into use. And one thing I didn't even notice here before, they've got all these spots here that if I needed to run additional hooks or straps, I could go ahead and do that. And oh yeah, these are 48-inch forks. I'm used to 42. Just having that little bit of extra reach I'm liking so far. Anyways, that's going to do it for me here today. Appreciate you joining me out here in this winter wonderland. Hopefully next time you join me, I'll have a winter toque on. That's a winter hat in Canada terms. I'll have a winter toque on, and I'll have my coat done up nice and tight, and we'll be almost snowmobiling weather, but that'll be probably wishful thinking. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it the old like or subscribe, and I'll see you next time.